Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
After delaying for days, President Trump finally signs a massive $2 trillion package, freeing up a new round of coronavirus relief and avoiding a government shutdown. But the battle over stimulus payments is not over just yet. But first, paying respects. Mourners are saying goodbye to Wayne County Sheriff Benny Napoleon, a man who dedicated his life to law enforcement. And that public visitation begins today for Sheriff Napoleon. As you know, he died on December 17th at Henry Ford Hospital, just 3 weeks after going on a ventilator with COVID-19. He was 65 years old. Local 4's Nick Monticelli joins us now live from Swanson Funeral Home on East Grand Boulevard in Detroit. And Nick, the visitation just began a little while ago, his brother showing up among many people paying their final respects.
Yeah, about 2 hours ago, things started here on the east side. Everett, a line was wrapped around the building, partially because of all the people that wanted to pay their respects, partially because of COVID-19. Take a look at the video. We can show you all the people that were lining up. What was interesting, too, is that of course, you had officers from almost every jurisdiction in the Metro Detroit area, Wayne County, Macomb County, Oakland County. Then you had deputies and corrections officers. So many people were here. Now, inside the building, you've got the sheriff's family all lined up, all the visitors there, each taking their turns, having a moment to themselves. As you mentioned, Sheriff Benny Napoleon came down with COVID-19 in November. He was on that ventilator for about 3 weeks. He passed away on the 17th. But he has been the Wayne County Sheriff since 2009, and he has been in law enforcement since his 20s. He has certainly left his mark on his community and his colleagues.
It means so much. You know, these people are standing out here in the cold, you know, to honor my brother. And I love all you guys. And it is really a tribute to him and what he's done for the community.
We really lost a giant here. But the saving grace is that Benny Napoleon showed a lot of us the right way to do things. So he left a great legacy, and we're all better off for it.
And that wasn't just Chief Haddad's reflection of him. There are so many officers, so many cops out here saying the exact same thing, that Sheriff Napoleon was the real deal, a real cop, and deeply cared about every single member of his department and every single person in his community. The visitation here at Swanson Funeral Home goes until 8 o'clock tonight. It is open to the public. His service is tomorrow at Greater Grace Temple. We're live here on the east side. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, Nick, such a huge loss for our community. Thank you for the update there. Right now, though, we want to take a look at the latest coronavirus numbers that we have. On the national front, the United States has now passed 19 million cases, 19,145,000 to be exact, and more than 333,000 people have died from the virus. These are numbers from the Johns Hopkins University database. And then here at home, we're expecting new coronavirus case numbers this afternoon. We'll have them for you here on the air and online as soon as we get them. After spending a week criticizing the COVID relief bill, which did pass both houses of Congress last week, President Trump has signed it into law, and that move means that millions of Americans will get direct stimulus payments and extended unemployment benefits. It also averts a government shutdown, but as Chris Pallone reports, the president is still not happy.
The president continues to push to raise the stimulus cash payments from $600 to $2,000. The House of Representatives will vote on a measure that would do just that today, but Republicans are largely objecting to that idea. After a week of complaints about the $2.3 trillion bipartisan spending bill and COVID relief package posting on Twitter,
it really is a disgrace.
President Trump signed the bill Sunday night. It includes $900 billion in COVID relief money and funds the government for the next fiscal year. In a statement from his Florida resort, the president said, "I am signing this bill to restore unemployment benefits, stop evictions, provide rental assistance, and much more." Those enhanced employment benefits, now extended, had expired for millions Sunday. And after promises stimulus payments would go out this week, it's now unclear when people will see that money in their bank accounts. Democratic House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said the president has resolved an unnecessary crisis he himself created. The president is still backing an effort to raise those payments to $2,000 for adults and $600 for children. Democrats support it. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on Twitter daring Republicans to object. The House will vote on it today.
I don't agree with $2,000 checks to people who've had no lost income whatsoever, which is the vast majority of Americans.
The law provides $8 billion for coronavirus vaccine distribution, important funding as the U.S. has now passed 330,000 COVID-19 deaths, with predictions of dark days ahead after many people traveled this holiday season.
So far, no reaction to the bill signing by President-elect Joe Biden, though we expect that to change. He is slated to give remarks later this afternoon. In Washington, Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Thank you, Chris. And we want to get back to holiday travel, which you heard Chris briefly touch on there. The number of people who passed through U.S. airports on Sunday was the highest since the pandemic first started. TSA officials saying that about 1,285,000 people passed through airport security checkpoints on Sunday. That is a new record, breaking the previous one that was set just last Wednesday. And it's the highest level of air travel since March 15th. Meanwhile, starting today, travelers arriving to the U.S. from Britain must be able to prove that they have a negative COVID-19 PCR test. And this follows countries across the globe that have been shutting their borders to the U.K. last week over this new variant strain of COVID-19. Richard Engel is outside London's Heathrow Airport with this report.
Around the world, nations are counting on a 2021 reset and don't want a new strain of the virus to take them back to square one. Japan took the extraordinary step of closing itself off to foreigners after detecting several cases of the UK's viral variant. Japanese citizens can still come and go, but foreigners are banned for a month. The Prime Minister urged people to lay low and have a silent New Year holiday. The European Union, which has largely banned British travelers, this weekend began its vaccine rollout across the 27 member states, just days after approving the Pfizer vaccine. They, too, are starting with the elderly. But in many European countries, heads of state and government were among the first to get injections to show they're safe. The UK, which began its vaccine rollout early, could soon have a new weapon to fight the virus. British officials are expected this week to approve the UK's own Oxford vaccine, which doesn't require extreme cold, making it far easier to distribute. Lisa Malpiedi is an ICU nurse outside of London.
It's very exciting times. I just feel like it's almost like the dawn of a new era kind of thing, that we might be coming out of this darkness. So it's fantastic. It really is.
But it's not making a difference yet.
So you're still losing patients on your
Yes,
ward?
daily.
In Russia, a spokesman for Vladimir Putin, who's been working from isolation for most of the last year, says that the Russian president will soon take Russia's version of the vaccine called Sputnik V. Richard Engel, NBC News, London.
New at noon, actress Loughlin is released from federal prison after serving a 2-month sentence in that whole college admission scam. She's best known for her role on Full House as Aunt Becky, and she pleaded guilty to a conspiracy charge back in May, admitting to paying the scheme's mastermind $500,000 to get her 2 daughters into the University of Southern California under false pretenses. She began serving her sentence on October 30th in Dublin, California. All right, right now we want to switch gears a bit and take a look at our forecast as we look live outside from one of our sky cams here in the city. Meteorologist Andrew Humphrey is in for Brandon Rohr this afternoon with a look at where things stand right now and where we're headed.
And Evrod, good afternoon to you. Hello, everyone, and happy Kwanzaa. We're looking at cloudy skies overhead, a few scattered snowflakes across the area, too. Not too much to worry about. Here's a look at Storm Tracker 4. They're all lake-induced, and some of those snow showers a little bit more prevalent in portions of Livingston County, moving into western Oakland County at this hour, around Green Oak, also around Brighton in the Heartland area, about to enter areas like Wixom and also Milford. Here in Detroit, we're seeing a few scattered snowflakes as well as a couple of chilly raindrops that are around. So that'll be the pattern as we go into the afternoon, with high temperatures, or afternoon temperatures I should say, staying right about where they are, or going down a bit, mostly in the low and mid 30s. Not very slippery tonight, but it gets much colder. We'll talk about how low temperatures go tonight, what's expected for tomorrow, in fact the rest of 2020 into the new year. That's with your 7-day forecast in minutes.
All right, Andrew, thank you so much. Michigan State Police will have extra patrols out this week, and they're looking for impaired drivers. And just a reminder for you, if you are impaired from alcohol or prescription drugs or even marijuana, you cannot drive. Police are telling us that 12 people were arrested for impaired driving during the Christmas holiday weekend. And again, a reminder, extra patrols will be out this week. So please get a driver. Maybe you can Uber or take a Lyft, but do not get behind the wheel if you are impaired. The investigation into a deadly shooting and carjacking continues in Southfield this afternoon. It happened on Primary Drive, right near Franklin Road and 696. Police say the 48-year-old victim pulled up to a home last night when he was shot. The suspect was then seen driving away in the victim's 2013 white Toyota Tundra. Police are asking that if anyone has information about last night's shooting to give them a call. All right, so to come here at noon, 3 people are killed after a man goes on a shooting rampage at a bowling alley in Illinois. We'll tell you what we're learning about the gunman's ties to the military. But first, a Christmas Day blast rocks downtown Nashville. We'll tell you what we're learning about the bomber in this incident and a possible motive.